My name is Dr. Julia Schmidt, and I lead the CEDAR Brain Injury Lab. Our lab is based at GF Strong Rehabilitation Centre and affiliated with the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. Our lab collaborates with people with brain injuries, community associations, healthcare providers, and policymakers. And we want to understand the experience of brain injury and develop programs to support quality of life and personally meaningful goals after brain injury. In this study, we partnered with people with brain injury and the BC Brain Injury Association. Our overall goal for the study is to understand social participation and self-identity after brain injury.
When people think about life after brain injury, many people focus on the physical and cognitive issues that can occur. Indeed, this is much of the focus of rehabilitation and healthcare. However, after brain injury, people can also experience changes in their participation in social roles and their sense of self. And so in our study, we wanted to explore the impact of these changes in individuals with TBI. We used a qualitative methodology, which uses words and stories as data. We obtained this data by talking to 16 people with a moderate to severe TBI. The people in our study expressed how nothing's the same after their injury. They described the daily challenges they faced when they tried to get back to their social lives and reconnect with activities that they used to do, like work or their hobbies. Another challenge were the comparisons that an individual with TBI made about themselves when comparing who they used to be before their injury to who they are now. For example, one participant said, "It's mainly because when you're independent and energetic, and then after, I suffered really bad." Finally, the third challenge participants talked about were the experiences of living with an invisible injury. Other people would minimize their TBI due to the invisible nature of it. One participant said, "Trying to explain to people sometimes was really hard for me. They said, 'You look fine now, what's wrong with you?'" Participants also expressed a process of rebuilding and restarting, where they talked about how they navigated through an unfamiliar life post-injury. They described how the support from their family and friends, healthcare professionals, and the wider community helped them restart their life after a brain injury. Participants reflected on how they experienced a turning point, having that aha moment, where they found a purpose which led them to change their perspective about their life with injury. For example, one participant said, "I'm like, what am I worth? What am I here for on this planet? What do I do? And that's when I realized that I have to find something." Participants in our study described self-acceptance with their new reality of living with a TBI. They talked about the determination and resilience they developed to overcome the problems that happened after their injury. Participants also talked about being able to empathize with other individuals with a disability. For example, one participant noted, "I feel like I can relate to people who've gone through stuff because I know what I've been through." Overall, our study describes the experiences of living with a TBI, illustrating the new reality of life after TBI. We hope our study can lead to more research and clinical practice changes, which will explore how individuals can develop and strengthen their responses to the adverse encounters after sustaining a TBI.
Thanks for your interest. For more information or updates on our lab, find us online or on Twitter at CEDAR_Brain Injury.